Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? Well, we're coming down to the middle of the game. That's right. It's about halftime. Yet in the halftime, they're trying to go into the locker room to tell the other team that they need to throw in the towel when we're only halfway in the game, baby. Watch this.
First, your reaction to a polls close calling on the state of Florida tonight and the margin.
Now look at the grin on this battle axe. Claire McCaskill, a woman who's known for losing. Right now, she's not in politics. And the reason she's not in politics is because she ran as a Democrat leaning to the right. And I always say a Democrat leaning to the right will always get beat out by somebody that's actually on the right, and she's living proof of it. But let's hear from this old battle axe.
Steve was just talking about for Joe Biden.
Well, I think the conversation is going to quickly turn to how and when does Bernie Sanders unite the Democratic Party.
How and when does Bernie Sanders unite the Democratic Party? First of all, most of Bernie Sanders supporters are not in the Democratic Party, so he can unite all he wants. It ain't going to help you win. And that's why you keep turning around saying, well, he didn't do enough for us to win. First of all, this race is not even freaking over with. Why I'm going to unite the the time for me to unite the Democratic Party is after convention. Me uniting the Democratic Party right now ain't going to do nothing right now. It's not going to help you defeat Trump when the election is until January. Nobody's campaigning for the general election until after July. That is when the real official kickoff for the general election take place. So what is she talking about? When is he going to unite the freaking party? When are you going to get out? When are you going to go somewhere and just retire? You're a talking head up here, and I don't even know why you're getting paid. Joe Biden, the projected winner, is 61%. Got, wow, I mean, 600,000 more votes than Bernie Sanders, man, I want to say. How is that? How is it that in all these states that he's winning without even campaigning in these states? Now, here's the ticket. Florida's a purple state that mostly goes red. Mostly. The last time Florida had a Democratic government was a long time ago. A long time ago. So just because Joe Biden won Florida by 61% to 23%, but now that's huge, don't get me wrong. If I believe this was legitimate, 500,000 people decided to, more people decided to vote for Joe Biden than Bernie Sanders. Do you expect me to really believe that? Florida, the king of hacking, all kind of election crap going on, from Debbie Wasserman Schultz to that evil woman that was down there rigging an election down there, and then it happened in the Tim Canova camp, and then it happened with George Bush and Al Gore. You really think that I'm not skeptical of this 61% to 23%? I'm from Florida. I'm from Florida. Yeah, you got Claire McCaskill telling him, well, you need. I want to know when he's going to just shut the campaign down and unite around the party. That's like saying, when you going to, why don't you just stop in the middle of the game and unite the whole league? Fool, I'm trying to win a championship. It ain't over until the last buzzer. And that should be the mindset of Bernie Sanders in this election. Give me a moment.
I predict that just like in Michigan and Mississippi and Missouri, we're going to see every county in Florida go for Joe Biden, every county in Arizona go for Joe Biden, and every county in Illinois go for Joe Biden.
Now, how can every county go for Joe Biden and not one county go for Hillary Clinton. The same reason every county went for Bernie Sanders in New York, and only a couple counties went for Hillary Clinton, and she won. It's a whole lot of rigging going on, and they know it's a whole lot of rigging going on. And I will say it, and I don't trust these polls. And but Bernie Sanders ain't going to have his election team to go out and investigate it. We heard about that at the beginning, but we don't hear about it right now. Unless Bernie Sanders got something up his sleeve and he actually have an investigative team out there on the field looking at this, and he's just waiting for somebody to come up with some results on this election being rigged. And if that is true, and this guy do come up with some information, oh, they're going to hate him even more. He have to have valid evidence. Valid evidence. I just don't buy in the fact that Joe Biden is winning like this. I don't care if Obama did rally everybody around him. To me, that just make it seem like he's really winning. But if you look at the exit polls and the actual polling, they say two different things. Right now, they're talking about a recount in Dallas, Texas, because something's fishy. Florida is always something fishy. Always. Ask Tim Canova. Now, here's the deal. They're trying to make it seem like, okay, all these counties, most of the United States don't want you, Bernie Sanders, so you might as well just quit. Well, most of the United States isn't done, and you haven't swept all the states. You didn't run in this election and do like Trump, win in every state. So no, no, I'm not going to spit in the face of the Iowans, people in Iowa, or I'm not going to spit in the face of Arizonians and California. I'm not doing that. It's halftime. I'm waiting till the buzzers, go off. All right, give me a moment.
Joe Biden. He's going to end up netting a big number of delegates after tonight. And so I think it is time. And Bernie's going to have plenty of delegates and power to influence the platform because we all want to come together. So I do think.
Miss Claire McCaskill, I don't like you as a politician. You're a Hillary Clinton suck up. You can't stand Bernie Sanders. You're mad that he challenged her. You're mad that you blame him for her losing. And you're just bitter, just as bitter as she is. Possibly could have had a position on her team. You and her are good buddies. And you like this revenge. This is revenge for going against. No, it's the same old playbook. Y'all rigging the election against him, doing that in 2016. And there's no doubt that you're probably doing it now. I just don't have any evidence, but I got a good gut check. Something just ain't right about some of these elections. Something ain't right about, this coalition and everybody. Somehow, all of a sudden, Pete Buttigieg had to turn his plane around and go to Dallas. All of a sudden, here come Beto O'Rourke coming up from out of the grave, looking like Lurch in Dallas. And all of a sudden, here come Amy Klobuchar flying down to Texas. All to coalesce around Joe. That means something is going on. And it ain't got nothing to do with Joe, because Joe ain't all that. There's something working behind the scenes. Now, I do give Jim Clyburn his credit, selling black people out, asking for endorsing Joe without anything in return for black people. But that's what happened when you got house Negroes like that. I'm here at the service of Mr. Candy. I'm not here to service my people. I care less about these slaves on this plantation. My job is to make Mr. Candy look good. And that's just what he did. Let me keep going.
I think the pressure is going to mount, especially at this time of crisis in this country, for the Democrats to unite behind clearly the voters' preference, not the institution's preference, not the DNC's preference, but the.
No, it's always been the DNC preference, because you want to know why it's been the DNC preference, Miss Claire McCaskill? Because Tuesday night showed it. Super Tuesday showed it, how all of a sudden everybody coalesced around Joe Biden. So you could talk all you want, but he is the DNC preference. Now y'all trying to make a mirror image to make it seem like all these people are behind Joe Biden when everything is saying that this thing is not really showing the results of true polling. And that's why there need to be an investigation, and only Bernie Sanders can call that. Now, do he got the guts to call it? I don't know. But the whole point is that we get everybody to coalesce around Joe, and if we can find some way to make it seem like he's winning all across America, then Bernie Sanders have no reason to stay in this thing. He have to quit now. And he have to quit and help us unite so we can defeat Trump. No, your number one mission was to defeat Bernie. And in that mission, of course, whatever it takes, any means necessary. Let's crush this campaign quick and early. Make it look like there's no doubt the reason it was crushed because we all were coalescing around one person and the whole entire country is coalescing around one person when it's not so. It's not so. Now, there's still thousands of delegates still available. So why would you sit there and quit in the middle of halftime? No, I won't quit until you reach that threshold. You're going to work for this. Now, in the time of crisis, Cleric McCaskill, you want him to drop out now because anything can happen. Joe Biden is losing his memory. He have cognitive issues. And we got this coronavirus that can touch anybody who don't prepare themselves. I mean, things are liable to happen.
Folks that are voting now all over this country from sea to shining sea.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you
So Cleric McCaskill, bring myself back up. So Cleric McCaskill want just drop out. America has spoken. America has not spoken. States have spoken. Bernie has some states spoken that voted for him. Biden has some states that voted for him. Some states gave him a huge amount of delegates. Some states gave Bernie Sanders. It's called a competition, you idiot. And to quit in the middle of halftime while you're in the locker room taking a break, because that's what we're doing right now, no, he shouldn't quit. Now, what should happen, and I said in the last video, this election need to stop. This particular election need to stop for at least 90 days. And everybody that's voting need to be handed paper ballots. See, paper ballots is more transferable. And then we'll see who's really winning. Cancel the election. I have one big date for the final Democratic primary. It could be July the 4th. It could be June 10th, my mom's birthday. It doesn't matter. You pick the date. But right now, it need to stop. You don't need to be risking people's lives out there, going out there, standing around 100 people in one room, waiting to vote for somebody with no sanitation, with no ventilation, with no mask, nothing. There's no reason why we got that going on. Cancel the campaign. Cancel, not the campaign, cancel the race. You can still campaign via Skype or whatever. You can still talk to your voters. You can still do what you do, but election date, another date. So they're going to try to spin this thing, well, him being in a race is putting people in danger. He needs to just drop out. And Bernie Sanders, if he don't have the guts and the galls to push back on that, then that's on him. But if they bring that stuff to me, I'll say, no, what you need to do, because I'm going to give it, you should have known who I am from the jump start. When I run, I'm making sure everybody get a chance to vote. I'm not going to deny other people opportunity to vote for me and still try to put me in on account of you trying to coalesce and in this thing. Bad enough you done came together and put everybody against me, which Bernie Sanders should have known, that they all are against you, man. They're not on your side. You keep calling them friend, they're not your friend. They don't like you, they're against you. They only need you to help them legislate. That's all they need you for, to help them legislate. Biden is not your friend. He needed you in the Senate to help him pass the crime bill that hurt black people. And you did it. So I can go on and on and on. The only reason you're in the caucus is because they need your vote. They're doing what most Democrats do. They use people for their vote. The same thing Republicans, they use people for their vote. They don't offer nothing in exchange. You work for us, you do something for us, and we'll pal you up. Great job, buddy. We love you, guy. We love you. Oh, that's my good friend, Bernie. And you sitting up there believing that crap. When they just shanked you on Super Tuesday and you've been going downhill because you ain't got the guts to stand up against that and be a little bit more bolder about it. You talked about it one time on TV. Don't you dare, for the sake of your supporters, for the sake of the people who spend countless hours on phones, countless hours knocking on doors in the cold, sometime in the blizzard weather. A couple of my good friends, I wasn't getting out there for you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You ain't gonna fool me with this revolution stuff. If you're revolutionary this year, I wanna see it. If you decide to go all the way, you got my eye. If you decide to say, screw it, they screwed me, I'm going to get them back. Look, I probably got a good another 10, 15, 20 years, Lord willing. I'm going for broke. I'm going to show that I'm a real revolutionist and run independent. What do you got to lose? You're going to salvage your history for the Democratic Party? Your legacy for the Democratic Party? Your supporters for the Democratic Party? I wouldn't salvage for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. You are your own party, man. I told you that last time. And you punked out and went ahead and supported Hillary Clinton because Donald Trump is the most dangerous person in the world, and I got to make sure Hillary Clinton, it wasn't good enough. You still lost. And the same thing's going to happen if you do the same thing with Joe Biden. He's still going to win because Joe Biden can't get young people. Look at the Democrat graphics. Young people 45 and under of all colors are not feeling Joe Biden. 45 and up of all colors are feeling Joe Biden. You'll probably get some people in their 30s, some people in their 20s, mainly African Americans or black people who don't know Joe Biden's record, that will go with Joe Biden. That's it. You're not getting independents. He's not going to win the Latino vote. He's not going to win the youth vote. No matter how many, I've seen these couple of dumb youth ads up here trying to make it seem like youth are behind him with, I laughed. I'm going to show you the video. It was pathetic, really, how Joe Biden is trying so hard after he done dumped on young people in 2016. Dumped on them. Now he expects them to come support him. Man, these young people, especially young males, will go support Trump before they'll support Biden because racist and ignorant as he is, he's bold and brash, and he's not apologetic. Problem is, the Democratic Party is bold and brash and not apologetic towards you, but they'll do whatever they can to try to get your supporters vote after they done crapped on them. Now look, the pressure is going to be on for him to drop out. For you to drop out would be un-American, bruh. You got to give everybody opportunity to vote for you. Don't spit in the face of the man, and you know who I'm talking about, I can't think of his name, the man who spent his hours on his last hours, he had like a couple weeks to live, and he spent those couple of weeks of years cranking up the phones trying to get people to come out and vote for you. That's something. People quit their jobs to go work for your campaign, volunteer for your campaign. Spend their own money catching a bus or rent a car to go down to Iowa, to go down to these places to campaign for you. Don't you dare do what you did last time. Stab him in the back and go with the establishment, the people who they're fighting against. These people don't care about those parties. They'll care about your policies. And when this party is telling them that they'll piss on your policies any day, any time, like Joe Biden is doing right now when he told you that he will veto Medicare for all if it hit his desk, pissing on your policies. You're going to go with them and turn these people down. You bet not dare do that. Folks, I did a series called Did Bernie Sanders Kill His Own Revolution? And we went over it. The hell that his supporters had to go through in Philly. No appreciation. I haven't heard anything from him saying, I'm sorry you guys had to go through this. None of that. None of that. It's always, I'm sorry for what my supporters did for you. what they did to you. I'm sorry that I don't agree with this article that my supporter said. I don't agree with this video that my supporter made. I don't agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with everything Nina Turner says. Kissing their behind, man. Kissing their Democratic behind. I don't care about the Democratic or the Republican Party. All I care about is the policies. Any Democrat that run on your policy and make it their part of their life work, I'll support them. But I'll do the same thing with any Republican that does it. I don't care if it's a frog, green frog from the Green Party. If that frog jump on top of your policy and ribbit his way to doing your policies, I'm going to vote for that freaking frog. Don't you dare listen to these talking heads like Rachel Matthew and all these people. Don't you dare. And don't you dare be pressured by Tom Perez. Tom Perez got people out there going out there voting, risk their lives, pretty much risking to die to go out there and vote. When they could push the date up a little bit, just like they pushed the schooling up a little bit and everything up a little bit. All so they can get these numbers. All so they can make sure Joe Biden hit that threshold where it's impossible for you to beat them. I don't care if it's impossible for you to beat them. All things are possible if you believe, and don't deny people the opportunity to vote. You haven't gotten to New York. You know how many delegates in New York? You haven't gotten that. And there's a couple of places where they got some nice delegates. So don't you dare quit. Go all the way. All the way. And here's a person who never really pushed himself out there to campaign for you. I'm saying this because I don't like the Democratic Party, and I don't like their controlling and their manipulating methods. And they think they can use you to manipulate us, and it's not going to happen. You can endorse Joe Biden. You can ride Joe Biden back throughout all across the country, campaign for him. I'm not voting for no racist bigot, and I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about Joe Biden too. I don't vote for racist bigots, and I definitely don't vote for people who created and push bigot policies like Joe. So Joe can kiss my behind, and Trump can kiss my behind. I don't have to pick one of the two, and I'm not. Well, if you don't vote for Joe as one, if vote for Joe as a vote for Trump, stop that. You go look at my voting record, you cannot see no name for Trump up there. So stop trying to use a Jedi mind trick, reverse psychology to get my vote. If Joe Biden want my vote, here's two things he need to do. Make Nina Turner, if he ain't gonna make Bernie his vice president, make Nina Turner his vice president. To be dumb enough to not let the person who was running neck and neck with you on your team is stupid. Either you let Bernie Sanders be your VP or you let Nina Turner be your VP, and you might entertain my thought of a vote. Second, you get a black agenda. Third, you get a black agenda that includes reparations. Fourth, you push Medicare for all and no-cost education. Not this bull crap where you say, oh, Joe Biden picked up one of Bernie Sanders' most important pieces of legislation that he's going to run on, and that's no-cost education. Yeah, there's no-cost education for people who make it less than $150,000. In New York, $150,000. In New York, $75,000 is poverty. $150,000 is not a lot of money. Now, to me, it's a lot, but you look at an average in the way the cost of living is in certain areas, $150,000 a year ain't enough to put your children in school. No. Bernie Sanders plan saying no cost college for everyone. I don't care if they are rich. How you gonna put that on some parent that, okay, your parent has to pay for your education? Not if they're grown, they're grown. What if I decide to leave my parents' house and go on my own, and I decide I want to go to school in Arizona 9 months later? I gotta use my parents' income to see if I can qualify to go to college at no tuition free? I'm not their responsibility no more. I'm grown. So there's so many reasons why you need to stay in this race, man. Don't you dare quit. The number one reason is most of these people bust their behinds for you. And you stabbed them in the back the last time going with Hillary Clinton. You didn't have to endorse her. You didn't have to campaign for her. And I know y'all put that in the charter. But after what they did to you, you had every right to say, nope. Nope. Now, after what y'all did to me, y'all gonna ask me for help? You on your own. Kiss off. Matter of fact, I'm running against you and Trump because y'all are the worst politicians ever in the face of the earth. The turnout was low. A lot of your people went to support Trump, and you could have kept those people. You would have kept half the Democrats. You would have got some Republicans, and a lot of the independents was on your side because they believed in the movement at that time. The momentum was high. You thought you was going to get the same momentum or better momentum 4 years later? No, it don't work that way. You lost the mojo. There is no revolution part 2. You got one revolution, you ready to fight, you burn all bridges, and either we gonna win or die. Since you missed that opportunity last time, don't you dare mess up on this opportunity now. You have nothing, you have no reason to not go all the way. And when I mean all the way, to the convention and even past the convention, especially if you find out there's a lot of rigging going on. And I really believe you're going to find out soon, people, that there's a whole lot of rigging going on. The jig is going to be up. The Democratic Party is going to try to play it down like they did the last time. And that gives Bernie every reason to rip up that freaking charter and wipe his butt with it and say, you going to do this to me again? Bro, you should have known that they were going to do that to you. I knew they was going to do that to you. My whole thing is, when you going to step up and start making them your enemy instead of your friend? They are an enemy of the people. I don't think all these, and when I say enemy, well, what all be all about all these people that voted for Joe? Because the media is not telling the truth. The media is the enemy of the people, like Trump said, and I agree with Trump. And the party is on purpose sending people out there, risking their lives, dying, trying to vote to get their man over the hump. Or the media is flat out lying, won't even push back on Joe Biden's record, won't tell the people the truth, won't have an expose on Joe Biden's record of plagiarizing and his records of lies, won't do none of that. It takes people like me to do that. But I don't have a big audience. I don't have 5 million people, 10 million people like MSNBC. I thank God for the 10,000 that I got. Don't quit. Advise you guys hit his Facebook and his Twitter and tell him, don't you doggone quit. I work too hard. Look, if I was you, I would videotape me saying, don't quit. I would videotape telling the hard work that I put in for your butt to go all the way. I didn't put this in your butt to quit and endorse Joe Biden. You don't do that. I don't care what that charter says. You work for me. You don't work for them. And you don't turn your back on me. And if you do, I guarantee you, not only am I not going to vote for Biden, I'm going to work my hard to find people, other people not to vote for Biden. If Joe Biden wants our vote, Joe Biden better kiss our lily black behind to get it. Now, I've always been like that. I always said, if you want my vote, what are you going to exchange for? You don't have no agenda for my community, my people, my neighborhood, or my state or city. Why are you in my face, man? Why are you in my face? You think I'm a slut voter? You think I'm just going to give up the D? You think I'm going to give up the R? You think you're going to force me in the corner saying I got to pick two? You think I'm going to fall for that lesser of two evil crap? That's the reason why we always getting evil. Somebody got to break the cycle, and I'll be the cycle breaker. You think I'm the person that's going to fall for any blue, no matter who? That's just like saying any draws tonight will do. Bruh. You don't know what's in them draws? She probably ain't take no bath for 3 days, man. Probably got skid marks in them draws and everything. You want to go up in that? Excuse me, I know it's kind of graphic, but you get my drill. Come on. Man, I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report, man. Don't you dare get on that man's face and tell him don't. I can't get at the Democratic Party on the scale that he can. But we can get at him to get at them. But Bernie Sanders, God, jeez, man. And I know my man Tim's trying to give Bernie Sanders the benefit of the doubt. I don't see him as the revolutionary, man. I mean, yeah, he won those four primaries, but 2 of those was caucuses. One of them was a regular election. California, he kicked butt. I get that to him. I still think he should have went a little stronger in the debates on the issue now. Not calling them names, not dogging them out, not doing a little Trumpian thing, but call them. I mean, yeah, bro, you lying, Joe. You lying. Roll the tape. Joe is not being truthful here. Nah, look, Joe, I never thought you would be a liar, man. I tried not to call you a liar. Now you're forcing me to call you a liar. Being untruthful is too soft a word. You're lying about your record on that Social Security and Medicare. Go to YouTube, people, and look it up. Matter of fact, why don't y'all do a special on that MSNBC, ABC? Do a special. It's out there. Or go to my website. Go to BernieSanders.com, and you will see him talk about the many times he tried to freeze Social Security, meaning stop checks from coming to the elderly. But my black people, my black older people my age, are not going out and educating people on Joe Biden's record. They don't have computers. They're not computer savvy where they can pull it up on the YouTube and look at it. Because if they could, you wouldn't have these margins between blacks when it came to Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. Because one thing my black people are not is dummies. Yes, we can be gullible because of the friendship with Barack Obama and the beauty of that. And it was beautiful. It was a bromance. But deep down in Joe Biden's record, which most my people don't have the ability to look into, well, older people don't have the ability to look into, we as young people should have been telling people about this record. And that's why I'm always talking about it. But you in the Democratic Party on a certain Facebook group won't look down on me because I'm telling the truth. I would never talk about anybody if I can't back it up with evidence. Never. Now, as far as this election thing being rigged, it's my own opinion. I can't back it up. I think they're rigging this thing. And hopefully Bernie Sanders got his team out there to see. And he can't, and don't you dare drop out, man. Because something might pop up, man. Anything can happen. Anything can happen where he's going to have to suspend his campaign, whether it's this big mouth or him touching somebody, roughing up somebody because he got a temper. You don't quit. Tulsi, big dumb mistake, and she quit. I want to quit. I would not suspend my campaign. All right, I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Look, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. I appreciate you. And contribute to the laptop and the mic that we're trying to raise money for at paypal.me/BobTVNYC, all caps. Don't you dare quit, man. I got to get in these politicians' face when the primaries come up in April. Don't you dare rob me of that. Don't you dare, Bernie. Keep it moving and keep going. And people, thank you for your support. You helped me get this one out. See, everything is looking a little better thanks to you. But I'm working on that laptop and that mic, okay? So please, your contributions will be very appreciative. It's still part of the 20 by 20 club. We're looking for 20 people to donate $20 to this particular effort. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.